I didn't know like fucking Pakistani could rap. You know what I mean? I didn't know like that wasn't even a thing. I don't even think about it sometimes. I'm just saying whatever the fuck comes into my head. That's why I speak about it so much, is because I know a lot of people can relate to that experience. Hey, I'm Hamza. I'm an artist from Southwest Sydney. And yeah, this is my fucking interview. Is that sweet? Yeah. Alright,
Oi, steady painting my dreams, lying out with the sheep. 7 on my chest, cuz belly full of the best grub. Top shelf with the buds, break bread for the crumbs. Out here in the west, mum said I was blessed.
I was like born in Bankstown, moved out here to Liver, been here ever since, went to school in East Hills, back up in Padstow, Bankstown. So I've always just been here, Southwest Sydney. There's also another artist named Elfresh. There's a big shirt named Southwest. And when I was young, I used to go to like Street University with my friend, and he used to like audio engineer there, before he got signed and all this stuff. And then he was always just like mad authentic to himself and always like, yeah, Southwest, this, that. I don't even know if he fucking remembers me. I was like some tiny ass kid with the wackest, shittest bars. He was like the first person I could see as like, oh shit, like there's someone like me doing this. You know what I mean? I didn't know like fucking Pakistani could rap. You know what I mean? I didn't know like that wasn't even a thing until you're like, oh shit, it could be a thing. So seeing him do as well as he has been like a big inspiration. My culture is a massive part of my music, but it wasn't when I was a child, you know what I mean? I didn't have much exposure to music within my household. It was just through the TV and hearing like, we would have like satellite channels, so India, Pakistan, everywhere, all over the world. So I'd just hear like foreign music playing through the TV. It wasn't until I went into school, found like LimeWire and Friends and Akon and this and that, and like 50 Cent, you know, all this stuff that I was like, oh shit. And then, you know, it's just about kind of merging those two worlds together for me. Yeah, he's a king of hooks, bro. So when you're a kid, you're just like, I don't know what you're... Everyone's like, yeah, this is sick, but like, he's saying some nasty shit as well. You're like, oh, I don't know, because I'm 10.
But life is funny. I'm thinking I'm sweet, calling her honey.
Southwest music scene, or just Western Sydney in general. Just more people of colour, I guess, being represented. People aren't afraid to just be themselves. If anything, the scene hasn't changed much. It's the perception of the scene that has changed more. So how people view Western Sydney and Southwest Sydney has changed a bit. But there's still a lot of room to go. Yeah.
A problem for the law like I'm Marbo, but I'm an uncut gem ready to polish my bravado. And life Itsha.
You can tell like what type of fighter it is or who the fighter is just by looking at their silhouette. Same with skateboarding. Just by looking at someone's silhouette and seeing their style, you're like, oh shit, that's that person. Conference of the Birds, I guess, it was kind of just natural. I was just making music because of lockdown and like the whole situation. I don't know, I just thought, fuck it, 7 tracks. They're all pretty short, they're all cohesive, like they've all been written in the past 6 months. And yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's just do that. Normally I just follow a feeling, and whatever that feeling, like I'll try to find like a sample that like I'm digging, whatever, chop it up, add some drums to it, and then I'll start the writing process, which is normally the most difficult thing for me.
Hotline ring forever in my brain, gotta stay sane, love myself, nobody.
Recording ad-libs and just shouting random shit, fucking going off, really, yeah. I don't even think about it sometimes, I'm just saying whatever the fuck comes into my head.
Yeah, I saw
ad-libs are major.
Punchlines, you do the cracker.
Yeah, it depends. If it's a line about Bud, normally I'll say cracker or like some shit like that. We called him DJ Khaled because his name was Khaled, but he just fucking had a mad beard, and yeah, anyways. He would always message us to be like, fucking A1, cracker, all day, come get it, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, sweet, come fucking, we'll go. And then he'd be like, yeah, meet behind LCC trucks, and we'll fucking go off LCC trucks. The most suspect place. Like, bro, if you literally just went down the road to this car park, it would be not sus. Anyways, he got done, bro. Yeah. Now that the EP's out, I feel fucking relieved. So relieved. I was like super anxious. If you ask my girlfriend, I was so anxious like the few weeks before the release. Just because like I'd been working on it for a year in like isolation, and I don't know, it's always anxious putting your art out into the world and letting people hear it, because you're the only person that's listened to it in your close circle for so long. I guess a lot of kids in Western Sydney deal with the same thing, kind of like living a double life, right? You're at home, you have like this whole different world where people don't get to see into, a whole different language and culture, and then you go to school and you try to fucking fit in with every cunt and be Western and this and that. But yeah, it's always been like this kind of tie between those two worlds, and then balancing that has always been the hard thing to do, you know what I mean? Making your parents happy or fulfilling your, I guess, obligations to your family, and then also just being yourself and being who you are and where you were raised and shit like that. So that's why I speak about it so much, is because I know a lot of people can relate to that experience. Whether like, even if you're not Pakistani or like Arab or whatever, right? You can still kind of see that there's like you said, there's conflict between those two worlds. Yeah.
Selling my soul now, cause this dunya's getting...
People would always be like, I'd say like, oh yeah, I'm from Liver, and they'd be like, what the fuck? What the hell's in Liver? It's a shithole, this, that, like junkies, blah, blah. But everyone from here is just like, yeah, it's fucking Liver, this is where I was born. Like, we recognize it, it's kind of like that, but at the same time, it is who you are. Like, you were born here, you were bred here. Liverpool's changed because like it's slowly getting gentrified. You see it a little bit, like you can kind of move the homeless people away a little bit, but they're still going to be there. Still, there isn't really nothing to do. That's why kids turn to like fucking drugs and violence and whatever, right? Because there's, what else can we do? We don't have fucking, it's not like the inner west, so we have all these random little facilities so close and that, like, you have to drive around here, you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys know. Like,
Square from Karachi with the black.
I was in the middle of class, full quiet, everyone's writing. He goes, Hamza, you have very nice long hands. And I was like, what the fuck?
Ringtone, this flower burn.
First thing I recorded was like kind of like an American accent, and I listened back and I'm like, what? It was over Kanye West, Can't Tell Me Nothing, that beat, yeah? Can't tell me nothing, yeah. And I was like, bro, this sounds fucking terrible. I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna rap in my accent. But like, obviously I'm not gonna sound like fucking Cursor and that, because that's not who I am. I'm just gonna sound like me. I make music for myself, first of all. So, whatever people wanna do with my music, they can fucking do whatever the fuck they want with it. If they wanna listen to it, I'd say like, within my music, I address like a bunch of things, like race, social class, discrimination, yeah, I'd say I touch on a lot of those things just because I'm passionate about them, first of all. And yeah, it's the only voice I have to say those things. So instead of going on Twitter and Instagram and trying to advocate for something that like, I would rather express it in a way that I think is more digestible. There's a lot of sick cunts in the scene, and everyone's like mad, everyone's being mad, authentic and respectful when I've met them, you know what I mean? So as soon as I start batting my eyes, like my attention to somewhere else, I get distracted and I'm like, you know, like you don't want to compare yourself to other people and then what they're doing. So for the most part, I keep my eyes on myself and I just tunnel vision that way, you know, for me. Otherwise I won't get anywhere.
Hey, pray to Mecca for pennies. No face like hijab.